Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I'm Mahi if you are new, and as you can see by the title today, it's a story time. I'm sorry, my puppy. Hi Chewy. Hi babe. Sorry for that. My puppy, he just wanted to get up here with me. His name is Chewy. He is a terrier mix and it's my baby. If you see my hands moving, it's because my puppy's on my lap now. Okay Chewy, you throw mommy's brain off, okay? You throw mommy's brain off. As you can see by the title of this video, it is going to be about my breast surgery. So the first surgery I had was for my armpits. I'll try to insert pictures of that. That surgery was for excess breast tissue. So my body naturally produces so much breast tissue that it didn't have anywhere else to go. So it just started like storing itself in my armpits. I had to get that done even before we could consider the breast reduction. When they first told me that I was, gonna be able to get the surgery, I was super excited, because I've always had big breasts. Like even since a little girl, I've had naturally big boobs, like in middle school, all the way through high school, up until when I had my baby. My breasts were double D. Once I was pregnant with him, still double D, still growing and everything. They still were big, but my frame was pretty small, so it didn't look too bad. Once I did get pregnant with Mael though, like I said, my just started growing because breast milk, Throughout my pregnancy, like I said, my boobies were continuously growing and it was starting to get uncomfortable. Like I already had this baby inside my belly, and then my boobies are heavy, so I'm lugging around all this weight. And then I started gaining weight, of course. At that point, my boobies were huge. Like they were really big and it was unbearable, So I had epidural with Mael, and the epidural, they fucked it up like 4 times. So I got stuck 4 times. They fucked it up 3 times. The 4th time it actually took. So I got stuck a few times before it could actually go through. So that right there alone, I don't know if any of y'all ever had epidurals before. That shit will fuck you up, So the epidural, being pregnant with my baby, and of course, at that point I already had him, but still that weight on my back along with it was too much. So I had I talked to my doctor and I let my doctor know, like, hey, I was feeling uncomfortable and now my boobies were really heavy and then it hurts my back. So he just like, okay, that's not a problem. We'll talk to an insurance company to see if we could get something worked out for that. And I was like, okay, cool, boom. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is really about to start happening. So during the process of me getting approved for the surgery and everything, so mind you, my insurance covered everything, so I didn't have to come out of pocket with nothing. Like all my expenses was paid. Once I found out I was approved, I went into the hospital, had a consultation with one of the plastic surgeons. We're gonna call her Dr. B. So I originally started talking to Dr. B about everything. So Dr. B is telling me like, oh, you're so young, why do you want this surgery? And I was like, you can see like my are really big. Like my were so big. Like I said, I'll insert pictures for you guys. So once I met with Dr. B, she did tell me that before I can even have the breast reduction, that they had to get rid of the excess breast tissue in my armpits. That was like a plus for me. At the same time, I was nervous, plus because anytime, my dog Chewy, anytime that no Chuchi Bear, anytime that I put on deodorant or just even put my arms down, that shit was uncomfortable because like my arms are already big. It's not fat, but my arms, just the way of putting your arms down, nobody really pays attention to that. Like when your arms are down, it's so comfortable. Just imagine having something underneath that shit is rubbing up against 24/7, 24/7, 24/7, and then you gotta put deodorant on the top. My skin started to break out. I was irritated. I was red. So I was super freaking excited when she was like, yes, we're gonna take the excess breast tissue out of your armpits too. So I was like, yes. So like I said, I was excited about that, but at the same time I was nervous because I'm so young. I'm just now a first-time mommy, and I'm like, fuck, like, I really gotta go through surgery. Now, I know it might seem like nothing to y'all. Everybody getting their asses done now, you know, last year, this year, that shit ain't gonna go nowhere. Everybody getting surgery, so it's just like, oh yeah, surgery about nothing. Being under the knife, that shit is serious. Complications with anesthesia, medicines, but if you're allergic to something, then they gotta pull you, they gotta give you something to react that shit. Surgery is a big thing, and it's a big deal. And I already had that understood. And that's why I was so scared and so nervous for everything. So once I did find out my surgery date, I think I had surgery, if I'm not mistaken, on September 26, 2019. So, you know, leading up into that, I was terrified. Like, I'm scared that something might go wrong. I was a smoker. They told me to quit before then, and I quit well in enough time, but still I was so nervous about how everything was going to go. So you know, just at that point I felt like when pregnant women, right before we have our baby, it's this thing called nesting. I don't know if you guys ever paid attention to it. Nesting is basically when you're preparing for the baby, so when you guys come back home, you don't have to worry about nothing. So at that point, I was like in the nesting stage all over again with my surgery, just to make sure that if God say it's my time to come home, everything is already taken care of. So I just was nervous. Like, my brain was going all over the place. I was like, you know, I don't know, I just was thinking so much. I was in my own head. So surgery day come, scared, crying, you know, normal stuff, crying and everything. And surgery was successful. You know, I'm here today. Surgery was successful, thank you God, come on. But I come out of it and everything is fine. So they tell me, oh, you know, hey, Miss Bryant, your surgery was good. So I'm like, okay, cool. You know, they prescribed me medicines, and then I had drains. The drains were for the excess blood and fluid to come out, so I wouldn't get swollen and then infections and stuff like that. So I basically had drains in my back. So they cut my armpit here, and then I had drains here. So I had drains for both sides, separate drains. I had to keep track of the drainage just to make sure it was a normal amount of drainage coming out, you know, just to minimize on infection and everything. So I would go back to the clinic for the hospital. So the hospital, the plastic surgeon, they had their own clinic inside of the hospital. So I would have to go back to the clinic every week or so, like, you know, every Friday, every other Friday, or Monday, you know, give or take, whatever, you know, just to check up on anything that I needed. So everything was good then. I want to say I was almost completely healed within like 2 to 3 months. My healing process was going good, and it was going by pretty quickly. Damn near no scar, no infections, thank God, no nothing. Like, my healing process was going good. So I was definitely excited about that. So after that, they wanted to get me in. I want to say around like maybe January, they wanted to get me in for my other surgery. At that point, I just wasn't ready to go back into surgery, you know, I just didn't feel 100% comfortable. I was still healing. Like, even though the scarring on the outside was good, but still on the inside, I still needed that time to heal. But to me, I'm just thinking like, oh yeah, you know, they want to help me and everything. So I'm like, okay, definitely, we're still gonna go through with the surgery, just give me some more time. They were like, okay, yeah, take as much time as you need, Mom, you're good, you're fine. So I was like, you know, everything was cool. So next couple months go past and everything. We come up on my second consultation for my breast surgery. And I want to say May. And at that time, they're just letting me know, still asking me, Miss Bryant, you're still not smoking? No, I'm not. Are you drinking? No. Are you taking? No, I don't do none of that stuff. I'm fine, I'm good. I wasn't doing none of that stuff anyway. I was just smoking cigarettes in the beginning. But still, they just wanted to make sure everything was good before we go back into surgery, you know, which is regular precaution, which is fine. Everything was good with that. They just told me, okay, well, we're still waiting for the approval 100% for the breast reduction. So even though I was approved for the breast reduction and they ended up doing the breast tissue on my arms, still they revoked it. Not kind of revoked it, but it was just put in different for that. It was still in the breast reduction category or whatever, but it just wasn't necessarily for the breast. It was for breast tissue, but it wasn't necessarily for the breast. So since that being said, they had to put in another request to my medical insurance to see if we can go through with the breast reduction this time. So still waiting back for that. Like I said, that appointment was in May. It comes back, I want to say around June, July, something like that. So at that point, I want to say beginning of August, right before my birthday, actually. My birthday is August 9th. Right before my birthday, I went to Vegas to visit my family. You know, just I wanted to be around my sisters. I have 3 little sisters, my mom, my brother. I just wanted to see everybody, you know, talk to them, get their input and their feel on everything, and just let them know that I love them and that, you know, whatever happens, I'll always love them and everything like that. Plus, that was really important for me. Just in case God decided that that was my time, I would feel okay going, knowing that I already talked to my family and seen them and at least told them I love them. So come back for my trip to Vegas. Now it's time for my appointment. Last consultation before my breast surgery. So the last consultation before my surgery was the 12th. It was the 12th, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it was somewhere around there, around the 12th. So again, they asked me like, hey, Miss Bryant, are you sure you want to go through with the surgery? I'm like, yeah, you know, we already here, might as well go through with it. Plus, I really, really need it, you know? So they were like, okay, well, just sign some papers and then you come in on Monday, the 17th. Yeah, you come in on Monday, the 17th for your surgery at 6 a.m. So I'm like, okay, cool, boom. So I signed my papers, and all the papers are saying is that if anything happens, they're not responsible. If any, you know, just basic paperwork just saying it's a waiver of your rights. So if anything goes wrong, that shit is on you. So, which is fine, you know, I already knew the risk that I was taking, you know, going through surgery. So I signed the paper, and then at this point, they're putting me to go get some tests for pregnancy, more blood tests, and then the test. I already went to the clinic to get my pregnancy test. Was not pregnant, that was fine. My clinic and my hospital are connected. It's the exact same thing, it's just in different locations. So my clinic sent the results from my pregnancy test over to my hospital, so I didn't have to deal with none of that paperwork and then bringing the results back and forth. They just email, fax, whatever they did to each other, so my surgeon already knew what was going on. So like I said, pregnancy test came back negative, of course. Blood test and everything was regular, everything was good, levels were normal. The test, I went to the hospital for that. They had like a drive-through, whatever. So you fill out some papers, you confirm your name, date of birth, address, and then you go through the test. So I drove through the test. Is like this long, like Q-tip that they stick in the back of your nose and everything like that. Super fucking uncomfortable. Hated that shit so bad. Hated it so bad. But I got through that, which was good. Thank God that I don't have COVID, and God bless the people, you know, that do. Y'all be safe out there. Put your mask on. It's mandated. I already heard Brandon Scott told y'all in Baltimore, put your mask on, sweetheart. You heard what he said. He's not playing. What are you doing? Come on now. But yes, anyway, everything came back negative, came back normal. Now it's surgery day. So I'm nervous. Super nervous all over again because I'm going under the knife. And they tell me, oh, hey, so we're just gonna give you a cocktail. I was like, oh, okay, cool. The cocktail was, you know, the anesthesia medicine. So they put it in through my IV bag, and like within maybe like 3 minutes I was knocked out. I initially met with Dr. B, but Dr. B had a understudy cosmetic surgeon as well, and he is Dr. A. So Dr. B and Dr. A. Dr. B is who I initially met with. Then I started seeing Dr. A when Dr. B was in between or didn't come in the office or whatever, which was fine because I love Dr. A. Dr. A was a man, Dr. B was a woman. Dr. A was so cool. I loved him, you know, so nice, caring, attentive, everything. Anything that I said was wrong or anything like that, he literally was on top of it, everything. I just remember Dr. A telling me, hey girl, he rubbed my leg, hey girl, are you okay, are you good? I'm like, yeah, I'm good. So he's like, okay, well, can you sing us one of those songs? Because he know I like to sing. So he's like, can you sing us one of those songs? And he said I just started singing, and then like in the middle of the lyric, I just go straight to sleep. I knock out immediately, quick. So he said that him and all of the nurses are laughing that I went to sleep so quick. But by the time I woke up, I was in post-op, you know, with the nurses there, just, you know, taking care of me, making sure I had everything. If I was in any pain, they would administer me more medicine just to make sure I wasn't uncomfortable. They get you water, ice chips, whatever you need, just to make sure that you're okay. Plus, in post-op, that is where you go to have whoever came with you or is going to come pick you up from there. So I come out of post-op, my lovely boyfriend Ramon, I love you so much. I don't know if you can hear him in the background, but I love you so much, baby. So supportive. Thank you so much for everything. He was with me, of course, for the entire process. We went home, everything was fine and everything, and I kind of laughed about me being so scared to go into surgery, but like I said, it's not funny. But I laughed because it's just like, God is so amazing. And I'm not no preacher. I'm not gonna sit up here and preach to y'all. Y'all believe in what y'all believe in, but I believe in, you know, Jesus. I believe in Jesus Christ, God, you know, that's who I believe in. And just thinking about like the fact that people, it's always complications, not always, but it's complications in surgery sometimes. But after the surgery, I was really able to just thank God for everything and for allowing me to see my son and be here. And that's all I kept saying to God. Like when I was praying before my surgery, I just kept saying, you know, God, please don't take me away from him yet. Like, I'm about to cry right now just thinking about it. Please don't take him away from me yet. He's still a baby. You know, I need to be here for him. I want to be here for him for every experience he has in his life. And I don't want to have to, you know, I don't know. I just didn't want to be without him. I love him so much. That's my son. That's my baby. He's my world, you know. And I know you guys feel that way about your own children. So you know where I'm coming from. And if you don't have children, you have that special someone, sibling, cousin, somebody in your life that you feel near and dear to too. So I know that, you know, on this level you guys understand where I'm coming from. But like, that was just like the biggest thing. Like, me waking up out of surgery and being able to still hug him and kiss him. Like, and I remember before I went into my surgery, both actually. So with my first surgery for the breast tissue under my arms, I took his little shoe just to have with me. You know, I just wanted to hold it and smell it before I went into surgery. And then after I came out of surgery, I was like, hey, can you give me the little baby shoe out of the bag, please? And I just held it next to me. And then for the second time, I wasn't able to bring anything because of, but I was able to have my phone inside. And they just was like, okay, well, you know, it's time to put your things away. And my son, let me see. My baby is my screensaver. And I have a load, I'm trying not to cuss, I have so many freaking pictures and videos of him. I just was scrolling through. So I'm sitting there just scrolling through, looking at my beautiful boy and just being like, you know, I love him so much. That's my baby, you know, just really appreciating the time that I did have with him. I was content with everything, knowing that I was a good mom to him for the time I was here, and knowing that I loved him to the best of my extent, and that he loved me to the best of his extent. So that was just important. So I just had that realization when I came home. I just was like, wow, like God works in such mysterious ways, and I was just so thankful that he heard my prayer and that he continued to walk that journey with me and be on that journey with me, you know. So I just, you know, thank God for the entire process to bless me with that opportunity, because, you know, it's so many women out here that want breast reductions and that actually need breast reductions that don't get approved for it or don't have the money to do it on their own, you know. And I was one of the lucky ones. Like, God presented the opportunity to me and I took it, you know. So I just was appreciative for him for everything. So right now my boobs are a C, and in the beginning, right before I had my breast reduction surgery, my were a triple D/E 42. So my were huge. They were really huge, really heavy. And now I really feel like I can run up and down the fucking street and I'm good. You know, I can do a cartwheel, all of that. Like, I feel great. Like, it's so much weight off of me that it's like ridiculous. Like, I feel so free. Like, my arms, I don't have that heaviness and that pain from all that breast tissue sitting underneath my armpits and just having nowhere else to go. I feel free from that. I feel free from, you know, having to watch myself, and if I bend down or even chasing behind my son, playing with him, I can't do so much. Or if I do, I just gotta keep pulling my bra up and adjusting my shirt and fixing my tits, just making sure I'm not exposed in the house, outside the house, anywhere, you know. Like, I used to go out with friends and just used to want to dance and just letting loose and having fun. I had to be a little more reserved because my were bigger, so I couldn't just bounce around and all of that and jump around and I couldn't do all of that stuff, you know. I did, please believe, your girl got wild, but I couldn't do it that often because I'm still adjusting my boobs and making sure I'm covered and everything. So it's just a complete difference from then and now. But yeah, girl, this one was, it was pretty good. It really was. It's pretty good. All I'm gonna say is just watch out for part 2. Really be looking out for part 2, because that's when stuff is really gonna get crazy. Like, shit gets real in that one, and I don't think you want to miss it, sis. I don't think you want to miss it, girl. I don't. So, like I said, be looking out. You got to turn your post notifications on. And if you enjoyed this video, if you enjoyed any part of this, please like it. Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed to my channel. And once again, thank you all for watching. And I love you very much. Bye.